8717223344. That's the number to call me. You can text me too on 81089. Write to me through the website at talksport.net. I'll be back after this.
Whether you fancy a flutter on the football, a punt on the ponies, or a wager on the wickets, keep up to date with all the latest odds and sporting tips every afternoon from 1 on TalkSPORT with Betfred.com. The Bonus King brings you all the form, from the goals at Goodison to the going at Goodwood, the tries at Twickenham to the overs at the Oval. Keep up to date with the Bonus King every afternoon from 1 on TalkSPORT with official bookmaker Betfred.com, the largest independent bookmaker in the world.
The Homebase sale is now on. Improve your home for less. Homebase.
As you can see, sir, with the Focus E-Tech 1.6 diesel, you're looking at heated windscreen, capless refueling, alloy wheels, and intelligent protection system as standard, plus free Bluetooth with voice control.
Great. Do you have anything with good fuel economy?
Well, this one over here will go up to 62 miles per gallon. Costs just £35 in road tax and comes with a typical 4.9% APR on 2 years Ford options, fixed rate with no deposit.
It's the same car. We just walked around it a bit.
It's always good to get a different perspective.
Ford. Feel the difference. Offer ends December 31st, 2008. Finance subject to status. Guarantees indemnities may be required. Free post-Ford credit. 62 mpg is the official combined fuel consumption figure.
The Epson Stylus SX200 series printer, scanner and copier gives you lab-quality photos without the need for a PC. And with individual inks, you only need to replace the colour used. The Epson Stylus SX200 series, now half price at £39.14 from all good retailers. Epson. Exceed your vision.
The Homebase sale is now on. Improve your home for less. Homebase.
From the Sky News Centre, Talk Sport News.
The top stories from the Sky News Centre at 11. The music, games and DVD retailer Zavvi has gone into administration, threatening around 3,500 jobs. There's been a last-minute rush on the high street, with thousands of shoppers completing their Christmas buying and taking advantage of big discounts. Several retailers have begun their Boxing Day sales early. Retail analyst Robert Clark says the move seems to have worked.
I think they're planning for January as well. I think they've got their stocks reasonably under control, but having said that, they've obviously brought the discounting forward in order to get people into the shops and buying as much as they possibly can before Christmas.
A man's been charged with murder after his estranged wife and her new boyfriend were found stabbed to death in Blackpool. 56-year-old Graham Cox was arrested in Wolverhampton. He's appearing before magistrates on Boxing Day. Gas supplies have been restored to nearly all of the 18,000 homes in Lancashire that have been without fuel since the beginning of the week. A gas main ruptured in the Rossendale area on Monday night. National Grid engineers say they haven't been able to get into about 2,000 homes. 2 British missionaries have pleaded guilty to charges of sedition against the Gambian government. 60-year-old David Fulton and his wife Fiona, who's 46, were arrested last month. The Archbishop of Westminster, Cardinal Cormac Murphy O'Connor, is due to deliver what is thought will be his last sermon at midnight mass. Speaking from Westminster Cathedral in central London, he says this Christmas message will focus on the credit crisis and the rush to blame those who run the economy.
There's a sense of greed in all of us, a selfishness. And that's why my message must be, I felt, one of hope for more trusting communities, more generous communities of people who know each other, who trust each other.
Meanwhile, midnight mass has been taking place at the Church of the Nativity in Bethlehem, and within the next few minutes the Pope will speak at St. Peter's Basilica in Rome to deliver his Christmas message. That's the latest from the Sky News Centre. I'm Tim Jones.
Talk Sport. Sports Update.
I'm Colin Besley. West Ham have reportedly rejected a £6 million bid from Spurs for striker Craig Bellamy. The Hammers are rumoured to be open to offers for all their players because of their Icelandic owners' financial problems. Droylsden are the subject of an FA investigation after their cup victory over Chesterfield. It's claimed Sean Newton, who got both the goals in the 2-1 win, was ineligible to play. The defender was suspended for 1 match after picking up 5 bookings this season. Droylsden manager Dave Pace tells TalkSPORT they were under the impression the ban didn't apply straight away.
It's 2 weeks to come into place, And then we faxed off to the FA, and we firmly believe that it was the Vauxhall game on Boxing Day that he shouldn't play in.
England's players have been fined by the International Cricket Council, that for their slow over rate during the first test against India. The ICC has ruled Kevin Peterson's side were 1 over short of target in their 6-wicket defeat in Chennai. Players are fined 5% of their match fee, the captain 10% for every over their team fails to bowl in the allotted time.
On 1089 and 10:53 AM. George Galloway on TalkSPORT.
Top Cat order, the most effectual Top Cat, whose intellectual close friends get to call him DC, providing it with dignity. Top Cat, the indisputable leader of the gang. He's the boss, he's a bit, he's a championship, he's the most tip-top Top Cat.
You're listening to the special Christmas Eve, Christmas morning edition of the mother of all talk shows with me, George Galloway, normally here on TalkSPORT every Friday and Saturday between 10 and 1 o'clock in the morning. You can telephone me to join in the great debate on 08717 223344. You can text me on 81089 for 50 pence plus normal sending charges, or you can write to me free of charge through the website at talksport.net. We're talking to Carl and Plasto. We're talking to you. 08717 223344. Oh, and we've also revivified the mother of all bands.
George Galloway on TalkSPORT.
I once had a girl, or should I say, she once had me. She showed me her room, isn't it good, Norwegian wood. She asked me to stay and she told me to sit anywhere. So I looked around and I noticed there wasn't a chair. I sat on her right, drinking her wine, biding my time. We talked until 2, until she said, it's time for bed. She worked in the morning and started to laugh. I told her I didn't and called off to sleep in the bath. And when I awoke, I was alone. This bird had flown. So I lit a fire. Wasn't it good? Norwegian wood.
It's George Galloway, and I'm here till 1 o'clock, so if you want to join in this discussion on any subject you'd like, then call me on 08717 223344. Let me read some of the texts that have come in. Wayne from Northampton, in reference to the Pope, no one person has the right to dictate to others as to what is morally correct in regards to sexual preference. This dictatorship, in part, is the reason why the world has become so fragile and destructive. Jan says, George, a Merry Christmas to you. Could you please say Merry Christmas to my lovely boyfriend, Paul? We won't be exchanging gifts tomorrow, as less for us means more for our little girl, Katie. We've spent the night putting out her presents and putting Christmas lights and balloons all over the living room. We've even put raisins all the way upstairs, as if Rudolph had pooed on them. That's what Christmas is all about. Love you, Paul. That's very nice. Love from Jan. Loved the song Merry Christmas to the Troops and yourself, says Barry in Nottingham. Dave in Leamington Spa says, I absolutely agree that Jesus was the first socialist. The thing that gets Christianity a bad name in this country are the hypocrites that supposedly practice it. For an example, watch the news tomorrow and see the royal family parading into church. The likes of them have besmirched Christianity. That's a bit harsh, I think, but I know what you're saying. Compliments of the season to GG and Commissar Carroll. Do you think that the companies will use this so-called credit crunch to get rid of debts and reduce workers' pay and conditions? From Kevin the postman. Kevin will be lucky if there's any jobs left. Here's Rob in Tooting. Go ahead, Rob.
Hello, George.
Hi.
Well done.
Thanks.
Yeah, taking the masses on, even on Christmas Eve as well, and looking for an argument. Brilliant. Well done.
Thanks.
I love the show. Just a comment about the Pope's outburst, really. I mean, my point is, it was fine when we used to paint the ceilings. I mean, I'm a gay guy. I mean, it was okay for us to paint the churches.
This is a reference to Michelangelo in the Sistine Chapel that Carl made earlier,
Yeah, so, I mean, it's perfectly okay. I mean, it is accepted unofficially by the Catholic Church, but in order to make sure that they keep all their flock together under one roof, they just